This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Adam Gase is at it again. We're getting more levels to this story now with Manish Mehta, who's always digging up this dirt here on the Jets, and especially Adam Gase. And he was completely on board with Adam Gase, okay? I tried to warn him, and he's the last time I had him on, he was like, you're so far you're right about this guy, and eventually it's going to happen because we saw it here for a few years. We saw what he is. So apparently the relationship between Jamal Adams and Adam Gase is worse than ever now. It's a deteriorating relationship, according to Manish Mehta of the New York Daily News. He has learned that the major factor why Adams felt uncomfortable with his long-term future with the team and requested a trade, well, Adams sought permission to seek a trade after no movement towards a contract was made. Adams' discontent runs deeper than simply finances. The Jets' best player does not want to play for Adam Gase anymore for many reasons. The prevailing sentiment in the Jets locker room is clear. Players don't respect Gase, who has rubbed them the wrong way with his inability to lead and lack of support. Okay? He's also drawn the irony of a litany of players during his tenure with the Miami Dolphins, Manish Mehta wrote, which again, it is amazing to me how you see what a screw-up he is here and how he did everything pretty much wrong after that first season. That first season was kind of luck almost, and it kind of shows you also how this league is, and maybe that's why Miami won 5 games, because the league is set for you to go to 500. But even if you tear it down to the bone the way Miami did, if you can coach them up, you'll have a shot at winning some games. And sure enough, Flores was able to coach him up. This guy, and it shows you that Flores connected with his players through adversity, through tons of changes in the offseason, training camp, even in the first week of the season. And yet he found a way to reach those players and get the max out of them, where this guy can't connect with players, whether it's a Le'Veon Bell that you signed to a long-term contract and immediately you started off with a terrible relationship because you don't want him there. Or Osmelli, your offensive lineman who needed surgery, and you call him a liar that he doesn't need surgery. And now you've got Jamal Adams, who is a badass safety, is a difference-making type player on your team. And this guy wants no part of what you're doing. And it's, remember, when the Dolphins hired Tannenbaum, I did the same thing. I ripped the Dolphins to shreds. And then I got people. The problem is that some of you out there, you become you're fans, right? And you can't be objective. Like my boy Crowder was one of them. Crowder is, former player, but he has fan in him too. You know what I mean? Joe Rose has that too sometimes. Some of these guys that played for the team, they have a problem being completely objective. You know what I mean? And so when Tannenbaum was hired, it was, I remember Channing was trying to play devil's advocate and trying to make a case for, maybe things were different over there. Just like what they say about Adam Gase here. Well, let's hire him there in New York. Well, maybe things were different here because here they don't know what to do. No. You're just part of the problem, not part of the solution. You had 3 years. Tannenbaum had how many years at the Jets? It's like you saw all the screw-ups, and yet you hire them. And then when you hire them, right, you get the group of fans that try to justify the move and not just go off of what happened. And I got it from all kinds of fans, listeners, guys like Crowder. Oh, no, hey, Tannenbaum had those 2 years with the AFC Championship game. It's like, that doesn't mean anything, dude. Go look at people that have a track record of constant success. Those are the people you want to associate yourself with. You don't want the person that had sporadic success. And sure enough, what happened? It was crap. And Adam Gase was crap here. And what did you expect him to be in New York? And again, my boy Manish, who's a great guy, he tried to justify the move. Because, oh, no, the change of scenery will – no, dude, more often than not, it's not going to happen. Yeah, once in a blue moon, somebody's in a bad position and they go somewhere else and they become the guy, and that's fine. But more often than not, when you're bad somewhere, you're going to be bad somewhere else. That's just the way it is. And it's hilarious to me how we're watching everything go on with Adam. And let me tell you, it sucks because you don't want it to be this bad this quickly, because then you know he's not going to survive after this year and they're going to get rid of him. And as a Dolphin fan, I got to admit, I want Adam Gase there in New York for at least 10 or 20 years. I just want to laugh that they'd be stupid enough to keep him around like what we did with Philbin or what we did with Ryan Tannehill or whatever. That we keep people around that don't deserve to be around. Mike Tannenbaum kept him around way too long. They shouldn't have hired him, and then they kept him around too long. Tony Sparano shouldn't have hired him, kept him around too long. It's just like an MO. The only time we made a decision, the only time they made a bad decision and corrected it quickly was Cam Cameron. Everybody else stuck around too long. Wanstead stuck around too long. You helped you kept them around long enough to kill the defense off. It's been one of those deals. And the same thing here. Adam Gase is doing everything he did in New York, he did here, because that's who his dysfunctional self is. He cannot. It's amazing to me how you don't communicate and connect with your best players. You would figure the second you sign in New York, Jamal Adams would be one of your best friends on the team. Right? You'd figure you'd gravitate to the people that are going to get you over the top. And Jamal Adams would be one of those guys that I would want on my team. And please don't start Dolphin fans. They're not going to trade him inside the division. Okay? It's just not going to happen.